Hello. I wanted to make the video while it was still light outside, but then Paul and I started to talk, and once we start to talk to each other, he had to turn the hearing aids up and all of that, but he was talking really loud, and he made accusations, blame, and insinuations again. But obviously, he has a point with a couple of things. So there are some things that he is right about, whether I want to admit that or not. And Paul made me this here delicious strawberry milkshake, all vegan. This is so incredibly good. This tastes better than any milk-based, cream-based ice cream or milkshake. This is so good. I wished I could give people a yogurt cup of this stuff that Paul made. But you can make it yourself and put it to the test. And this is how you make it. You take about 2 cups of rolled oats, put that in a blender. You put about 2 cups or 3 of frozen strawberries in the blender. You put 2 bananas in the blender, and then you fill the rest up with filtered water, and you blend it for a long time, and then you pour it into your favorite smoothie cup, and you drink that. I recommend drinking this without the straw because I don't want to get straws anymore. Straws, they end up in the environment. I don't want to support straws anymore. So because most people are reckless, or trash cans fall over and straws fly out. Same with plastic bags, those kind of things end up at the ocean, end up in the dunes, end up in the water, and then the animals mistake these things for something else, and that's infinitely tragic. Okay, that should never happen. So don't get straws anymore. Okay, so just drink it like that, or if it's really thick, and sometimes Paul makes it really thick like ice cream, then you use a spoon, and it tastes the best. It tastes better than ice cream or any kind of milk smoothies. This is really the best. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And I'm so infinitely grateful that I came up with that idea. I'm giving remote orders into the kitchen. I'm not in the kitchen, but I often get ideas, and then I dictate those ideas into the chef who is in the kitchen, which is Paul. And then he will put that to the test, and we will try it, and it will be good. Really good. Fantastic. And it's all vegan. It doesn't hurt anyone. And it tastes absolutely gourmet. Okay, it's absolutely fantastic. Gorgeous dust. Okay. So this illuminates my double chin area. I love those lights. Those lights are amazing. Absolutely amazing. This jacket is getting stained. I like this jacket a lot. It's nice and warm, but getting stained. I might have to bleach it. So, and I use also environmentally safe bleach. I use oxygen bleach powder. Okay, so that's not Clorox or any of those kind of things. It's not chlorine based. It's just H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, oxygen bleach powder, and it works 100%. I've already bleached t-shirts that were so badly stained. I thought that I would never get those stains out. For my clay creams and stuff like this, I have a lot of stains. This is also for my clay creams. And also from being outside in the garden, we have kaolin, red kaolin earth outside. I still have to get grounded. And it looks like it's not raining right now. I'm gonna go outside later. And after I get heated up in front of the heater, I'm gonna zip the jacket up. I'm gonna put gloves on. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go where the graves are. I'm gonna sit with Papa and Kenny on the grass and get grounded and look into the stars. That's what I'm for half an hour or something. Okay, that's what I'm on. Last night it was raining really hard. I went into the greenhouse, and I have a shower chair in the greenhouse, which is easy to wipe if it gets wet from condensation or whatever that comes down from the ceiling of the greenhouse. I wipe that with the towel, and I sit on that chair. I always take my socks off, my shoes. I go out there in Croc shoes, but in winter gear, and then I put my bare feet onto the cement in the driveway, but inside of the greenhouse, inside of the soft greenhouse. And then I sit there, and sometimes I turn the headlight off, and I just listen to the nature sounds, to the rain, to the animals, and it feels really, really good to do this. Getting grounded that way feels really, really good. And it was, bare feet in the wintertime. It's, you can't do that everywhere. Obviously, you can't do that in Germany. That'd be your feet would be freezing in a minute. So, but here it's we're at the same latitude as Côte d'Azur, France. South of France. Maybe Monaco. I would say Monaco. So, which is it's not that cold. Okay, it gets cold in the winter, but not that cold. Not where I have to wear polar clothes or something. Here I can wear a puffer jacket, but with a t-shirt underneath. In Germany you can't do that. You have to have like really, really warm sweaters on, and then really warm winter jackets on top of it. And I wear double pants here too, because my bladder is sensitive, and a hat and all of this. But in Germany it's really, really, really cold, and you can't just put your bare feet somewhere on the ground. Even in the greenhouse you can't do that. So I'm glad I'm not in Germany anymore. I'm glad I got away from the cold there. This is too cold for me here too. I don't like to be in this climate zone because it's still too cold in the winter time. It can go down to freezing point. Sometimes it usually is above freezing point. Right now I think it's around 35 or 40 at night. That's very, very, very cold. But if you heat yourself up first and then go in the greenhouse and then put your bare feet on the ground for 10 minutes, that will be doable. And it's kind of like going into a cryo tank. I don't know if you heard about cryo tanks. So that's kind of like cutting edge for whatever cell biology and rejuvenation, and people go into cryo tanks. They don't need to go into a cryo tank. They just need to go outside, you know. Even in this climate zone here, they need to go outside in the dark on the grass, and the best probably is going into the sauna, you know, naked. You come back out, you go into your lawn, into your garden, you go onto the lawn, you lie down on the lawn. Maybe it has a little bit frost on it already. Frost particles, frozen water molecules on it, on the lawn, on the tips of the lawn, on the grass. But that's all like a cryo tank. So, and it's much better than a cryo tank because you get grounded while you do it. You don't get grounded in a cryo tank. That's ridiculous. I'd never go into a cryo tank. Oh, that'd be a nightmare. You know, that would cause me extreme anxiety and fear. How can anyone go into something like this? This is beyond imagination. So no, you go into the sauna, or you can take a real hot shower. You go outside naked in the dark, in the winter time or in the summertime, anytime. You go on the lawn, you lie down on the lawn, you get grounded, and you feel the really cold grass underneath your skin and touching your skin, and it feels really good. You get grounded on your entire body, which is really, really helpful to do. It's really, really good to do. So I recommend to people to do this. I recommend to people to make strawberry milkshakes vegan out of oatmeal and water and banana and frozen strawberries. And that tastes fantastic. You don't even need to sweeten it. The bananas sweeten it. It tastes like gourmet dessert. That's what it tastes like. And so those are really important health tips, health advice, you know, for anyone out there. If you just did that every day, you do the strawberry oat milk shake, you do the grounding every day, even if you do everything else wrong in your life, right? Even if you're an alcoholic, and how much you want to bet the cravings for the bad stuff is that all of that's gonna get better. It's the cravings are gonna go away. You are gonna be craving healthier food, okay? Craving for meat will go away. Craving for alcohol, craving for toxins, craving for any kind of drug will go away in time. Okay, just give this a chance. That's my recommendation to anyone out there. I would try it. Definitely try it. You have nothing to lose. You don't even have to quit any of the other stuff yet. So just if you do this every day, but really stick to this, okay? I guarantee results for that. You will see results. And meditation. It's very important to do meditation on the couch every day. The best is do it sober. Sober meditation, not be intoxicated. Sober meditation. And just allow whatever is there, allow that to come up, okay, and flood your brain with that. Whether it's something negative or positive doesn't matter. It wants to be heard. It wants to talk to you. Let it come up. Let it flood up. I have the camera in towards my paintings. I'm not showing you. And Yeah, do the meditation, let it run its course through your system, okay? Don't run away from it. It's very important. If you can, okay? If you can do it. If you can only do it for 5 minutes, then do it for 5 minutes. Do it every day. Drink the strawberry milkshake first, then do the meditation, okay? And then go outside and get grounded. In that order. That would be the best. But you can do it in any order, of course. But I think that's the best order for it. Because you drink the strawberry milkshake, that's very nourishing, okay? You do the meditation, you let the body digest that. You let your cells pick up the nutrients through your bloodstream, cleansing, detoxifying, brain nourishing, very, very brain nourishing, the oats, okay, very, very good. This computer light is obviously not the most complimentary for someone over 50. Definitely not, but it's alright. But Paul and I, we talked it through about the future, and he said that any of the guys that you have been talking to on the internet, they would all kill you. I mean, he's a bit on the negative side. I know, and that has made me mad before. But I had to think about that again. So I had to think about this. I really have to think about this. Now, don't take offense, any person, I'm paranoid, and he is really paranoid, okay? And he has been beaten up before. When he was 18, he was beaten up, almost killed, left in a back alley as dead by gangster type of people that he was friends with. And so he learned really a hard lesson from that. He learned that even if he's totally lonely and has no friends, it's better to be totally lonely without any human friends than to be engaging with people who are dangerous. Okay. So, and he's warning me. He's warning me about the people I meet on the internet. And rightly so. If someone threatens to kill me with a meat hook, or if someone calls me his dog, I'm his dog, and he doesn't care if I die. When I hear these kind of things, I mean, what do you think? I mean, think about this, like Hacker in particular right now. Well, what are you thinking? I mean, what do you think is going to happen if you say that to me? Yeah. What is going to happen? I'm going to be like suicidally trusting you, and no, obviously not. Because I don't want to die a gruesome death. Through a meat hook, or I don't know what people might do. No, I don't deserve that. I'm a good person, I'm a kind-hearted person. So if I'm suicidal and it was guaranteed that we have one good night together and the next day you shoot me in the forehead while I'm still sleeping, if I'm suicidal, I might do it. But the method of death is then completely out of my control. Okay, if I meet someone like the people that I meet on the internet, and it makes me infinitely sad that that obviously I meet people, I meet men, not people. The women I meet are not like this. I meet men who come to me, okay? They approach me not the other way around. And all of them, okay, that I've been, all of the guys, except for one guy who, and guess what? He is taken already. So, that's how it goes. The one guy who's taken, I trust him 100%. But I'm not going to take him away from his girlfriend. And there's a neighbor we have here who is also hot and young and kind, also like the guy on Facebook. But the neighbor is married and they have children together, and he loves his wife and she's very pretty, and why would he go for someone like me, right? And even if he did, why would I take him away from her, okay, to ruin someone's relationship? I don't want to do that. The ones that are taken are usually kind and nice, and the ones that are lonely and suffer, and I feel their pain, and I love them and I care about them and I want to be there for them, but I'm afraid. Okay, it's as simple as that. I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified of meeting anyone. It is what it is. Okay. I'm sorry. I mean, in order to gain my trust, a man would have to really show me and prove to me that he cares about me, that he loves me. Yeah. He can never say something like he wants to throw a meat hook in my face and watch me go into seizures, you know. And then say, "I'm sorry, Nikki." You can say it as you said it twice, which I appreciate, but I can never trust you once you say something like this. It's impossible. I can't. And then you think, and then you say, the next time you say, "I'm looking into the stars to see a sign. Let's see how this goes, this conversation." Look, the conversation, like I said many times before, the conversation is completely in your own hands. Okay. If you tell me you want to throw a meat hook in my face, or if you tell me that you don't care if I die, okay, then the conversation is not going very well, right? I mean, this is so straightforward, right? No? It is straightforward, though. And I don't care if that is your multiple personalities, that is your other your characters, your other personalities, your other alters, as they call them, alternate personalities. I don't care if they have individual souls from others that have come into your brain. I don't care if someone is retarded or totally criminally insane or completely insane or brain damage or what. I said it many times before. I don't care what causes someone to say these kind of things. Okay, I don't make a distinction between this. Okay, I'm not some shitty crap brainwashed religious defense lawyer jerk who thinks there's a distinction, that he thinks that if someone threw a meat hook into someone's face and watched them go into seizures and later on said, "Oh bro, I'm just retarded and mentally ill," now you can go home. You're exempt from the law now. Okay. Now, do you understand? That is retarded, right? That's a retarded legal system. Okay. Anyone who says, "But that's our legal system, that must be the truth," right? Because that's written in concrete, because it's our legal system. No, the legal system is still retarded. So, if they have defense lawyers and that people get off the hook and say, oh, just act like you're retarded or totally criminally insane, then we all have mercy for you and you can go home back to your parents and you can continue with your Norman Bates activity and Freddy Krueger and Jeffrey Dahmer. It doesn't make any sense at all, okay? So, it's good that someone killed Jeffrey Dahmer in prison. I'm sorry to say it. It's good that happened, okay? That first of all, he would have suffered in that prison for another 40 years. I don't know. Terrible suffering, okay, and so I also understand why the person killed him. They saw the ones he killed as their brothers. So I don't blame them for that. They hated him, of course, and but of course this is also. This violence, it's war, it's not going anywhere, of course. But it's still good that Jeffrey Dahmer didn't have to suffer another 40 years in prison. So I don't know how he was killed, probably brutally, and that's wrong. Okay, so like I said before, people need to be head vaulted, but not by humans. Humans can't do it because when humans become executioners, they go crazy. It has to do with energy, so we can only have machines do this kind of stuff, okay? Do the head bolting process. So only machines can do it. And all of this is totally socially unacceptable for most people, to even think about something like this. So most people are so incredibly conditioned by their society, by whatever society standards are, whatever people have been indoctrinated with from childhood on, so then they think the human is some kind of pedestal or something. We obviously see here the human is an ape. The human ape is a violent monster, okay? This is a fact, okay? There are some exceptions in there, okay? I think the majority of humans, particularly human men, are violent monsters, and I think that so is the majority of chimpanzees, male chimpanzees, are violent monsters. And the same as the human ape, so there's no difference, okay? The difference is in physical strength, okay? So it would take, I don't know, 5 strong human men to give the same strength as one male chimpanzee, something like that. But then people think, oh, they have better cognition, as if this is some kind of excuse to have a better cognition in terms of now they can read something on the computer. They can read a sentence, and the chimpanzee can't. I wonder if some chimpanzees can learn this. They learn sign language. They are very intelligent. I tell you that. The great apes, the human ape, the chimpanzees, the gorilla, and the orangutan. Okay, it's also human ape, gorilla, chimpanzee, orangutan, and bonobo. 5. I believe there are these 5 on the very top. So those are the great apes, the 5 human type of species. Okay, so the human is not on the pedestal here. The human does not come as number 1. I'm sorry to say it. Okay. The one who comes as number one is the gorilla. Okay. I've met a female gorilla. I was in Kenya, but I didn't like it that she was in a cage, but she was in a very, very large, more like a yard size enclosure. So, and he had to have a very high fence around her because she would climb up and then jump over the fence. So, kind of like a high security prison, which is not cool to have a gorilla in there. And a young black man who was working at the hotel, he liked me and he took me over to see his pet gorilla female, and I felt sorry for her, really, really felt sorry for her. When she saw me, she went all completely berserk. She started screaming at me and clawing at the fence and on. And I said, okay, I understand. I knew right away why. She was jealous. So she saw him as her husband. And I said, I better get out of here. I don't want to make her feel bad. And he was very sweet with her, and so that made me feel better that he was sweet with her. And then we left and walked back to the hotel. And very sweet guy, very, very gentle, very, very intelligent, very kind-hearted, okay, very concerned. Oh, he was concerned about my sluggishness. He saw like, oh man, you are totally not in shape. You need to get in shape. He knew something about health, so he was very sweet. So, but obviously most of the people there were not good with animals, and we saw a bunch of camels tied up. They had their 2 front legs tied up. Some of them had the front legs and the back legs tied up with a rope. They could only hobble forward, which is absolutely cruel, okay, absolutely horrific. I saw a lot of malnourished animals there, and also I saw malnourished people, of course, and it's a disaster, absolute disaster, and I don't want to ever go back there, okay. It was very, very depressing for me to see this. So we went there several times for vacation. That was when I was a child and a teenager. And then the last time we went there, I think I was 21 or 22 or something like this. That was really the last time I went, and I didn't want to go back. So, but the gorilla, it's obvious, so the gorilla, there's no difference. The gorilla is nicer, actually. So I don't know what the female gorilla would do if I went into that enclosure, though. So I wouldn't take the chance, right? So she'd probably shred me into pieces and eat me or something. But 555, thank you, Blue God. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But I love her, no matter how violent she is, because I understand her feelings. Okay, so it's a horrible way for her to live in that cage, in that yard, and not be able to get out. They need to be in the jungle. They need to be in their group. They need to be together. Okay, this is a very unhappy existence for them when they are being when living in some kind of enclosure like this. They're not even reproductive when they're enclosures. I heard horrible stories. I don't want to share those stories. Horrible stories of animals in captivity. Horribly sad. So they should never be in captivity. So violent criminals shouldn't be in captivity. Okay, I'm very clear about this now. They need to be head bolted. That's what needs to happen. And if we had something like this, can you imagine how quickly people would straighten out? All the Black Lives Matter people, that they would suddenly say, bro, I'm all good now. It's all good. We're good. We're buddies now. Yes, we're buddies. But I was extremely racist before, he will think in his head. But now I'm all good. I love all white people now, he will say. All white people good now. Because he doesn't want to be headquartered, right? So, but if we don't have that, no, he hates white people. He wants to kill them all. Okay. He wants to torture them. He wants to make the women his slaves. So it's the human ape is a neurotic ape. We're all apes. No, I'm not saying this is not to be misunderstood again. Okay, so these things get misunderstood very quickly. Yeah. Oh, you're racist. No, I'm not. I say this about the entire species. Okay, myself included. Okay, we are apes. We have sexual urges. Okay, it is what it is. Women have sexual urges too, but they usually don't rape men. Okay, we're more on the passive side of mating. Right? It is what it is. Let's say, you know who you are. If you are a violent male, you know who you are. Don't take offense to this. You need to realize this is what you are. You're a violent human ape. Okay. You would have a harem of women. You would put them all into a dungeon. Happened many, many times. That's violence. Okay. So makes you a violent ape. It is what it is. So, and I don't trust most men. I just simply don't trust them. This is a lonely existence, I'm not attracted to Paul. I'm attracted to the guys that I met, but I don't trust them, and that's all sad. It's all sad. It is. Yes, it's sad. But if I dated them, that would be definitely total self-sabotage on my part. I get that fully now. Nobody understands that, right? The people on the internet, they don't understand. How can Paul live with me when he still wants me and I don't want him? How can he still live with me? You know why? He's not a violent ape. I mean, he's not one of those violent people. He's a human ape, but he's not a violent ape. Okay, so that's how he can still live with me, because he has compassion. Compassion. Okay, compassion. He's not driven by impulses. The prefrontal hippocampal shortcut impulse. Whatever impulse buying, impulse drinking, impulse drugging, impulse raping. That's the violent human ape. Paul is not like that. It's not about me putting makeup on. He likes me better without makeup. Trust me. He told me that. So, no, he wants me. He would still do me, but I don't want to. I'm not attracted. Sex wasn't satisfying for me. Okay, I told him earlier. I sat here on the couch and I said, let's be blunt about this. I mean, let's be like radically honest about this. I need big cock. Okay, so sorry, so I have to say it. It is what it is, but not in form of a violent human ape. No. I prefer my very peaceful silicone friend. That is a peaceful cock, if you want to call it. That is a peaceful rubber weenie. Okay, very peaceful. That is under my legislation. Okay, I can do with it whatever I want. I treat it well. Trust me with that. And it is fun riding that thing. And that would never hurt me. Okay, so, and I think that's what I'm gonna have to stick to for the rest of my life. Because I am sorry, I don't trust the guys I meet. I just simply don't. It is what it is. I'm already very lucky that I found Paul. I'm very, very lucky. I found a best friend I can trust. Okay. And it bothers me though that it hurts him to see me flirt with men on the internet. That bothers me. Because I want to see him happy too. Okay. I care about him too. I tried to get him another woman. Doesn't work that way. They think I'm crazy. They don't even trust us if I do something like this. See, that's the thing. It's like, I go out there, would you go out with Paul? I'm trying to find my husband a new girlfriend. They've never heard anything like this. Nobody else would ever do something like this, right? They would just, if they had enough, if they're not satisfied by their men, they leave. Okay, they don't give a fuck what happens to him. Okay, they leave. They don't care about his well-being. And with the men, it's even worse. Men will kill their wives if they don't want him anymore. They will kill him and cash in on life insurance. That's what most men do. Yeah? And that is so common that and nobody wants to talk about it. Yeah? But they all do it. Trust me, they do it. Okay. I mean, it makes me mad, but looking at it from the sky perspective, that's the human ape for you. That's the human ape. Why do you think things are shitty in the world? Because the human ape makes it shitty. That's why. Who's in politics? Who's the government? The human ape. Okay? They may not be physically violent, but they're violent. They're violent in their legislation. They order others to go to war. That's the human ape. The human ape makes things terrible in the world. The human ape makes things suffer. That's the reality of it. I'm very realistic about it. I'm very, very realistic about this. That is what it is. Okay? It is what it is. And I'm mentally ill because my parents are very neurotic. And that made me mentally ill. If I had been taken away by my very first nanny, who my mother had, an older lady, Tante Aunt, I'll never forget her. If she had taken me away at 6 months or 3 months old, 3 months old infant, I would not be here. I would not be the same person as I am now. Okay. I would have my master's degree in psychology. I would not have run away from giving presentations. I would not have had this fear of giving presentations. Thank you, Blue God. 4. It's truth what I'm saying. I'd be totally different. I don't know. I can't even imagine how I would be. Maybe I would have a child. I would be married. My first boyfriend would have been the only one for the rest of my life. There's no telling. I don't know how it would be. I don't want to blame everything on my parents, but I know for sure that my life would be very different. I would not be having screaming fits, although the screaming fits this is actually more sane than what other people do, not having a screaming fit. You know why the screaming fits are saner than the non-screaming fits in other people? I tell you how. I can tell you in detail how that is. I have neurotic stuff in my brain. Sometimes my brain is on fire. Right? The other people have it too, but they act it out on others. They act it out in the wildest ways. Okay. And if they don't act it out in a completely wild way, they will act it out in a white collar way. They will act it out in another way that is extremely, greed-based, calculated, cold, callous, self-serving. That's much more insane than me with my screaming fits. I have mental illness stuff. I have inferno in my brain. I don't run away from it. Where do I take it if I don't run away from it? I scream it out. I take it to my pillow, my mattress, blanket, scream it into that. I scream it into the room. I howl into the room. I haven't shown this yet. I have not shown it yet, but I want to show it. I do want to show it one day. I want to show how that looks like. I bet that will go viral, that video. Yeah, but I think it needs to be shown. It's embarrassing though, this is very vulnerable. To show myself in that state in front of everyone on the internet, nobody would do. No one else does that. We did it at the center, but only in front of each other, within the group of therapists and clients. So I don't know where about 100 people can watch that. But not more, and not people we don't even know, and people that are judging us, people that are freaking out, I don't know. Maybe a child sees it, becomes terrified by that. But then again, they see other things that are much worse, like horror movies and so on. Me screaming is basically, that means I am in the flow of my existence. Okay, I'm in the flow of life. I am letting that flow, that horror. It flows. In other people, it's not flowing. The hacker said he has never cried in his adult life. That's why when your brain is a ghost ride, which you told me it is, and I understand my brain is too, okay, and then you don't even have an outlet for that. What are you gonna do with that? You're gonna go completely berserk. You're gonna say terrible things to people, right? Because you don't know where to let this out. Okay? You let it out on other people that you demonize, that your brain wants to demonize, that you want to make into the evil doer or the witch or devil. Yeah. You declare the other person as evil because she is not under your control. Okay, she talks to other men. Thus, she must be evil. Okay. That's how your brain functions. And then you have this, like a, I don't like the word scapegoat. Then you have this person there that becomes your punching bag. You declared her as your outdoor dumpster. Okay, she can take it all. She can take all of your hatred, your frustrations, take it all, because after all, she's dehumanized, she's depersonalized. She's the devil. That's what they did with witches during the witch hunt. I hope I make this point very, very crystal clear. I hope I make this really, really crystal clear. I wanted to make a really peaceful video, really originally, but then I had this longer conversation with Paul, which always puts me into a sour mood, of course, talking to him, because he's sour, bitter, and negative. That's what he is, okay? The conversation always automatically defaults back into this blaming, accusing, and insinuating of me or of others. That's what he does. That's his main act out, okay? That's why this life here is not happy. It's not a happy life, okay? But it may be a notch better than having a meat hook thrown into my face, or having someone beat me up, or thrown out of the window, or who knows what they do, okay? Because I backtalk to someone who doesn't want women to backtalk to them, okay? And most human male apes will do that. They're sexist to the core. They will not allow they don't see the woman as an equal. Okay. They will beat her up. They will kill her for backtalking, for having her own views, for disagreeing with him. They feel disrespected. Their egos. Okay. I don't disrespect anyone, but the ego will feel disrespected. So I can't trust any of these people. Don't blame me for it. Blame yourselves. Watch what you say to women. Okay? It's not written in the stars. It's written into your mirror. You project that image. If you say nasty shit to people, then that relationship or conversation is not going very well. Right? I mean, it's so clear, and it's so crystal clear logic, right? Crystal clear. I've got mad at Paul many times. I yelled at him and so on. He yelled at me. We would never hurt each other. We don't. In the past, I've thrown things into the glass cabinet and stuff like this. I am a violent ape. Okay? But it's gotten better. I've done healing. I've done a lot of introspection. A lot of introspecting. I'm much more violent than he is. Okay? He's grabbed me by the arm hard before. He has done that one time because I wanted to buy a suitcase and leave. He did that right in the minute in the store in front of all other people. Big scene, so yeah, he has, but his violence comes out of extreme fear. Extreme, like direct fear. I know that all violence ultimately comes out of fear, but with him it's like, it's direct panic. Okay, it's right there. and he doesn't want me to go. He will do anything he can to prevent me from going. Anything. Okay. Anything. It's like Paul and I live on this planet, just him and me. No other living being. Like we're stranded on some kind of alien planet. There's no other life, nothing else. And we only have each other. So what do? We cling to each other, we hold on to each other. At least I care deeply about him, Okay, he cares deeply about me and he clings. And I don't blame him for it, He's terrified that I could get the virus. He's terrified that someone could kill me. He's terrified. He's okay with having a big property, 2 houses, where I can date, thank you, Blue God, where I can bring someone there. So this is all possible, we can do it. But then the property is his. And whoever comes there doesn't have any saying over my life. Okay. I will not be at the mercy to someone else who kind of, as they say, comes and picks me up and, like, my princess. First of all, I'm not a princess anymore. I ain't no princess, baby, right? You can clearly see that. I'm over 50. And I know some massive stuff, okay? I've come around, baby. I have seen shit in my life, okay? I am not a naive princess, and I don't look like one either. But, if you think he can pick me up, you'll be real nice at first, right? Except for the hacker. He's already revealed what the kind of things he would do, The hacker would only feed me canned food and put me in the dungeon, maybe give me a Toblerone every day to eat. Kind of like that Hansel and Gretel fairy tale where the kids are in the prison and the criminal goes in there, and I don't even want to use that other word, and says, "Show me your finger, see if you fattened up," And Hansel gives him a little twig from outside, and then the criminal says, "You're still really, really skinny. You're not ready to be put on the broiler." So that kind of reminds me of that, of that fairy tale. No, I will never, ever be in a dungeon, okay? So I have better things to do with my life. We want to breed Eurobastards, We want to create a paradise for ourselves. Okay. I found a best friend, okay? It is difficult, it's not easy, it's miserable very often, but it's always better. A notch better, or 10 notches, or 100 notches better than Freddy Krueger. Trust me on this one, okay? Trust me on that one. So now I laid the cards all on the table. This is the kind of shit that goes through my brain on a daily basis, even if I'm at my best behavior. Even if I am horny, and if I am flirtatious, and if I am smiling into the camera, if I am giving you my goodies, okay? That shit's still going through my head, okay? And you don't own me, and you will never own me, okay? You will never be my boss, okay? I'm smart enough to not go for something like this. I am not masochistic enough to go for something like this. Unfortunately, there are some women who are that masochistic, and there are some women who are brainwashed or indoctrinated is a better word, who think that in their society they need to serve their man and bullshit like this. Infinitely sad. But, I can teach them truths. I can warn them. I can tell you, girl, stand on your own feet, okay? You don't need a motherfucker in your life who beats you around, okay? But if you don't listen to me, you're on your own. I can't help you then, okay? I can only give you information in these videos. And I can give this very clear message to male humans, okay? And that is my message to all of them, okay? To the violent ones, to the oppressive ones, to the slaveholder ones, okay? And it's interesting, the slaveholder ones are the ones who complain about slavery the most, okay? Just some food for thought here, okay? So I hope I get this message across, Trust me on this one. Introspection is the path, okay? That's the only path. You don't have any other paths to go. If you want your life to get better, if you want better communication with other people, if you want a girlfriend, introspection is your path, okay? Sit on the couch, introspect, and come clean with who you are, with your act outs, okay? Begin to understand that the way you're acting out is not going anywhere for your life and for anyone else. Okay? You have no other choice other than to go into your own mind, into the inwardness meditation process. Okay, you guys take care. Bye-bye.